you wouldn't be able to tell that y'all ain't raking it in. Like it's just,
and that's what people think.
Yeah,
and that's the stick. That's the stick when people see bodies in there and they automatically think, oh, they getting money. Oh, people don't think about the turnover. Like you're literally flipping. Like you got to re-up that liquor, that food.
Yeah.
Your employees, that payroll, you gotta re-up every time.
By the time my birthday came, October 1st, I was in negotiations to be opening my own restaurant. And it happened like that. And January 1st, 2022, we were opening the doors. Just like that.
Wow. Had you ever owned a restaurant before?
No.
Neither.
Never.
Oh.
Here we go.
What's up, guys? This is Brianna Moore, your host of the Conversations Unearthed podcast, where y'all come for me, but you stay for the guests. Today, we got a guest today. Actually, we got two guests today.
Two of them.
My guest is so fly.
How fly are they?
Today, we take a deep dive into a story of passion, culture, and community with Mecca and Teshia LeSane, the dynamic duo behind the one, not the two, Harlym Blue'Z. Brookland Park's soulful dining experience, blending Mecca's bold New York energy with Teshia's deep Southern roots. Harlym Blue'Z is not just a restaurant, it's a vibe. Since opening their doors on January 1st, 2022, they've been serving up flavor, music, and love, all while honoring the rich history of Richmond's North Side. So, how did two first-time restaurant owners turn their vision into a reality? What does it take to build a business that truly feeds the soul? Let's find out. Welcome, Harlym Blue'Z. Yes.
Welcome, y'all. Welcome.
Well, thank you. First of all, let me say that was just a great intro. We're going to have to record that and make that a part of a commercial. That was a great intro.
Yes.
So thank you for that.
We'll definitely send it over. You know, over here at Conversations Unearthed, we're known for our magnificent introductions. Because we only bring on the best. It's the biggest show in the world. We gotta have the biggest guest in the world.
That is so true.
Yes.
Yeah.
Welcome to my co-host, Miss Heather
Hello.
Allen.
I'm glad to be here.
Thank you so much for taking time out of your busy schedule
Not
to
so
come
busy.
hang out.
It's been a chill day.
We appreciate you.
You're welcome.
Most definitely. I gave y'all a bit of an introduction, but I always ask, how would you guys kind of introduce yourselves?
You go first. Use it an honor of introducing us.
You definitely hit the nail on the head. We're definitely taking the culture of Northside, and if you are from Richmond, then you know Northside definitely has a deep history and deep roots in music, and along with like Jackson Ward, all those areas were connected when it came to people of color, bringing the arts to the city. And so, of course, Northside, but not just Northside. If you ever go to any bodegas or things like that in New York, you're going to get that same vibe that you get, the brick and mortar, the brick walls, the rustic feel. And so that's where the Harlym Blue'Z comes in. Although we are in Richmond, we wanted to bring that nice Harlem feel, because Harlem feels a lot like a big Northside Jackson Ward, but as it was when you go to those live jazz places, those live music places, the good food. And that's a lot of what Harlem, is changing as well, but what it used to be. And so we wanted to bring that all together along with good people. Yeah. You know, you having a bad day at work, you know, you can go by there and either talk to somebody good, eat some good food, get a good drink, listen to music, and it's going to change your mood. Oh, and so that's what it's about. And so just her being from New York, Harlem in the Bronx, grew up in the Bronx, but her family is from Harlem. Her dad is from Harlem. And me being from here, that was definitely what we envisioned when we brought it together. Duo. Yeah, and it was kind of crazy because the name came to mind before we even had the business. So I had a name, we had a business plan, and I just kept telling her, I said, a name, I don't know what we're going to do with it. And one of the things that I'm going to say I wanted to do, and she supported me in, was have an entertainment venue. We didn't know if it would be a restaurant, if it would be like an event hall or what, but we knew we wanted an entertainment venue. And so that name came to me before we even had a building, and I had a whole vision, and, you know, we would talk about it, and she's really good with just supporting, and, you know, kind of if it's something that I don't see, and she'll be like, well, what about this? And then we'll kind of brainstorm and figure out. So it's definitely a dynamic duo. I would not have been able to bring it to life without her support and helping
so
me.
Sweet.
Oh, look
I
at
love
that.
it. I love it.
Like seriously, and just being able to visit New York as much as I do, and be in New York because she's from there, and really see, like, sometimes you go to cities and visit, but if you don't know people there, you don't get to see the city.
Yeah,
you don't get to see that, and so that's what I love as well. So yep,
I love that. And Heather and I have both visited your establishment a few times before I knew, because I actually went to school with Mecca. We went to Harlym Springs together. And like I went to an event that you guys had a while ago. It had to be 2.5 years ago, but I didn't know that she owned it. So it was just interesting to see like somebody who I kind of knew from school, growing up, doing big things, buying a business, having a business, and it being successful, especially like you said, like in the heart of Northside. And y'all, I mean, we went the other night, and it was like a karaoke night, and I actually didn't know that you sung. Like you was up there singing sometimes too. I was like, oh, this lit.
Yeah, that's where the blues part come from, because she is a musician. So she not only does she sing, she plays music, play the piano. She's a choir director and all that stuff. Yeah. So that's where the blues and all that stuff come in at.
Yeah. And so the name change. I mean, the different spelling, and quick story. Harlym Blue'Z was birthed before the actual building was, right?
Manifestation.
Yes. And so back in before the pandemic, so in like 2019, we actually had a space and we didn't go forward with it. And I said, no, I don't think that's going to be the right space. And then the pandemic happened, which that was God saying, don't do it now because everything will be shut down. Coming out of the pandemic, 210 West Brookland Park Boulevard, which is the location of Harlym Blue'Z, used to be Boogaloo's. That was my home base as an artist. My band played there. If you didn't find me anywhere else in the city, you could always go to their calendar and see when I would be there. That was like my home base, probably for about 5 years before we bought the business. And coming out of the pandemic, we were heavy trying to find, because a lot of things was closing. We was heavy trying to find a space there. Yeah. I said, we could do something now. There's a lot of places available. And it was like we just kept on getting the door shut in our face because we had never had a business before or a restaurant before. And so I said, that's all right. Boogaloo's going to be mine. Watch. I just kept saying it. This was like in March when things first started opening back up in 2021. Man, when I tell you the power of the tongue, when I tell you, I kept saying, that's all right. Boogaloo's going to be mine. Boogaloo's going to be mine. And so we'll be talking about something. I just like, man, forget it. I don't care. Boogaloo's. And so I'm just saying it, right? I'm like claiming it. Nobody ever said Boogaloo's was for sale. Nobody ever said that's true. None of that. I'm just saying it's gonna be mine, right? So
she done took it from the owners, y'all.
So around June, from January until June, in June I said, I'm done looking for places. I'm kind of tired of this. I had started a new position in my career. I said I'm gonna just focus on school and my kids and all that stuff, and just kind of focus on that. And I'm not gonna worry about getting a building. That was in June of 2021. In September of 2021, Boogaloo had kept trying to get me back, but I said it's small in there, and it's after the pandemic. I had already had COVID once, and I was sick for a really long time. I said I ain't going back in there until it's like really safe, and so I was doing outdoor stuff. In September, I said I'm not doing that no more. They keep calling me over there. I'm gonna go start doing some things back over there at Boogaloo's. Get over to Boogaloo's in September, y'all. By the end of the month, we're in a conversation with the owner, like she want to sell the business. And it was just so crazy. The power of the tongue. When I tell you, like, it's just so crazy. Like, literally in a matter of probably 45 days from the middle of August, when I decided I wasn't going to do one venue because Boogaloo's wanted me on that same day, I said, I'm not going to host that event no more. I'm going to just go to Boogaloo's and do something different. Went to Boogaloo's, did something different. And by the time my birthday came, October 1st, I was in negotiations to be opening my own restaurant.
Wow.
And so it was just so crazy because I had been saying, I'm going to get it. And then I was just like, in June, what I said was, I'm not worrying about no more places. Whatever God has for me, he's gonna do it. Whatever he got for us, he going to do it. And it happened like that. And January 1st, 2022, we were opening the doors. Just like that.
Wow. And had you ever owned a restaurant before?
No.
Neither. Y'all. Oh, never. Hold on. That never was
Never had
strong.
employees.
Never.
Signed paychecks.
Oh, we got a story to get into
Yes.
because I'm over here like, how did y'all even?
Well, fun fact: the difference between animals and people is that animals they can think of stuff and they can dream of stuff, but they can't really bring it into fruition. People, while we are at the top of the food chain, is because we can have a thought and we literally produce it.
Right.
Like I don't know what it is. If it's like the power of the tongue, like you said, if it's all Jesus, if it's just hard workmanship, I'm not sure. But that's why we at the top of the food chain. So yes, I do want to get into it because like we kind of are similar in that way where I bought a business too. Y'all doing a little better than me. So I'm actually this is actually a very selfish interview that I have right now. Since you're here.
Tell me.
Yeah,
what you about to say?
I just want to know, like, how was it? Like, did you guys have to hire help? As far as like, did you need like a CPA, a lawyer, or was all of this stuff done kind of by yourself?
You would be surprised if we were to tell you we did this all alone. Business plan all alone. And the internet is powerful. Internet, using the internet, searching, asking questions, like our landlord, who was a previous owner of the Boogaloo, she still now owns the building. She's one of the only Black women to own a building on that block.
Okay.
So when we first started, she was there for us. Any questions that we had, anything that we needed, like she was on it. She wanted us to be successful. So with the help of her and the help of the internet, that's how we got started. To be very transparent.
You mentioned one thing. You said you had a business plan.
Yes.
And a lot of people, you already knew I was going towards this. There's a lot of people who don't, create a business plan, and then they never create one ever. Like, how was that experience creating one for the first time? How has it helped y'all get through? Has it not helped? Like, what's that experience behind it?
So our business plan, we kind of did it during COVID time frame.
Before COVID.
We
had a business plan for the first building.
Yes, because our first building was like a event hall, or we was like wanting to do a daycare. So it was something along the line of like owning something. So our business plan definitely tailored because it was never to the restaurant point. So it helped us just lay the foundation, but it's not something that we follow by completely because our business plan was never a restaurant. So it definitely tailored and altered as we got our foot in the door.
So y'all wanted to have like you said, an event space. So like parties, baby showers,
entertainment.
Okay.
So just to kind of go a little bit more deeper into what the initial plan. So it didn't just start off with a business plan. It starts off with us first,
right? And
we have to be on one accord. So whoever you're going into business with, y'all got to be on one accord to create a business plan that's going to work for everybody, or it looks like it's going to work, because you can have a business plan that does not work at all.
Yeah.
So that was the first thing, us getting together, talking about what we both wanted. We're both educators, and so that was important to be able to provide some type of community resource, be it tutoring to kids, be it whatever the building was. We wanted to be able to include kids so that they could get that community piece. So that's one thing. So that's why we do a lot of fundraisers and stuff for sports teams. We do free meals to sports teams and things like that, high school teams, middle school, whatever. We do a lot of those things because, yes, we do a lot of giving back to the community. We even do, like, for kids who are slain in gun violence. We've provided meals to the family during bereavement. We do things like that. So that was a main thing that had to happen for us. And so it was more so like kind of what are the things that we have to have first. And then we created the plan around that. So that's where it started. And that plan was for the initial building. Once we got the opportunity to get 210 West Brookland Park Blvd, Narisa said, well, I need a business plan. I said, well, I already have it. Just give me a couple of days to tailor it to what this business
landlord.
Yes.
Okay.
Narisa, yes. So she, I said, tell me what you're doing now, because we had been there so long. We knew kind of what was working, what wasn't working. We knew that what we did there was successful. Tell me what you're doing now. So she was really forthcoming with information, and that's what I used based on what she had given me. And I said, okay, so this is what needs to happen. This is what we see that can happen to make this successful. And she reviewed it. We talked about it. I do all the writing, so I wrote it all up. She reviewed it, make sure it's everything that we feel needs to be there, and we presented it to her. She said, all of this is 100% correct.
Wow.
This is what this building needs to be successful. And she's a successful realtor. She's a successful FedEx. She has a FedEx trucking company. She has her own trucking delivery system and company. So yeah, she's successful. She said, this is exactly what it needs. She said, I just don't have the time or even want to do it. But she said, this is exactly this is the formula to be successful for this space.
How does that feel when she told y'all that? Just
steps ordered. Because everything just kind of fell. Like, you know what I mean? And even if it's not for a long time, it's for the time that God needs it to be. And so that's what we felt, because it was like, wow, she, like, you know, like we never did this before. Like, imagine, like, and I tell people it's almost like being 16 years old and going to live on your own and being successful.
Yeah.
With no help, no nothing. Somebody just saying, this is what I did. It didn't work out. You take it and do what you will. That's kind of how.
So as far as like mentorship, Narisa was kind of the one that was.
I'll say like we had like questions. Yes.
Okay.
But I won't say like when you think of mentorship, you think of like extreme. I won't say extreme, but daily guidance or weekly guidance or monthly guidance. It wasn't like that. It was just more so like just getting started. If we had questions like within the first 6 months, like, all right, so I know we got file taxes. I know we need our VDH. I know we need an ABC license. I know we need an occupancy. Like, okay, so what are the steps that you took, or what else can we do to make sure that everything was in order? So that's kind of how I guess that's foot in the door.
Yeah.
But when you speak of mentorship, I won't say we necessarily have a mentor in the restaurant business.
Yeah.
But Teshia does have people in which she can call on that have their own business that has been successful for several years to say, hey, like, listen, this happened. What have you done? Or look, my freezer just shut down. Who's your maintenance person? Those type of people. Like, so that's who, like, she does have people in which she can call on that are in the restaurant business that will answer the phone no matter what she needs.
And I'm just asking because, you know, people pay a lot of money for masterminds, and like upwards of $40,000 just to tell somebody go do it, or just to like literally figure out all the things that y'all figured out on your own. So y'all just kind of, it sounded like y'all kind of dove in and it just worked.
To be very very honest,
shallow
transparent. We literally had no idea. Like, people come into the restaurant business and think that it's a moneymaker. Y'all don't do that. I'm sorry. Like, you gotta go in it knowing that this is what you want to do. Like, this is just something that you want to do. Something that you love. Excuse me. Not saying what you want, something that you love. Because you're not going there and thinking that I'm about to flip 5,000 to 50,000. No, don't. That's why I still work full time.
And you're working full time.
I'm a full time math
coach. Both of y'all?
Yeah, I'm a full time math coach.
I'm close to full time.
Okay.
Just about,
So,
wow. And I didn't start off that way. I actually started off, for the most part, in the beginning, from February until December. February until, about December. I was I was doing a restaurant full time, but it did not pay me. So I actually went in debt.
Yeah.
Because I had no income coming in. And so I had no time to do anything else. And so that was like those things they don't tell you about. Like, she said, well, it doesn't really pay, but she didn't say like that.
Like, wait a minute. You could have gave me the numbers. What does not pay look like?
Right. Because before the restaurant, I was making 6 figures. The restaurant does not earn 6 figures. It barely earned 5.
You said, baby, we were getting by.
I'm going to say it like this. The restaurant paid for itself.
Yeah.
And that was the only good thing about it. It paid for itself, meaning it paid for itself to function. And it continues to do that. It's no great big money in it, and that's why we both are working. But the payoff, if you're really working and it's true work, you don't always see your payoff or your payout right now. It may be 10 years down the line. Who knows what other things may open up from what we're doing now, because like I said, we're not just serving food and drinks and good times. We're doing stuff for the community.
Yeah.
Those things are important. I've spoken to so many young groups, young teens and things like that. We're planting seeds, and that's what it's about.
Go ahead. I know you had a question.
No, I'm thinking.
Okay,
I'm just like taking it
question.
all in. I know you do. Go. I'm gonna come back. I'm taking it all in right now.
I just think this is an interesting interview because I've had people in my life. I work at a hospital with a few doctors, and one of them told me like, "Yo, like I lost so much money buying this restaurant because he didn't know about the ABC license, and then people would come in and want alcohol, and I think he invested maybe like $15,000 up front and lost it all like within the first couple months, and he was like, I will never ever go back to the restaurant, but it makes sense that y'all say like it's really not about the money the first couple years, and y'all are actually doing really well because most small businesses go out of business within 5 years,
and especially after COVID. That's what this cycle has been.
Yeah.
We at the mark now. Look at y'all.
Yeah, y'all almost there. And by the way, like we jamming in there and go in there and have a good time. Like you wouldn't be able to tell that y'all ain't raking it in. Like it's just,
and that's what people think.
Yeah,
and that's the stick. That's the stick when people see bodies in there and they automatically think, oh, they getting money. Oh, they get money, but people don't think about the turnover. Like you're literally flipping. Like not to use the word drug dealers, but think about a drug. You got to re-up.
You do.
You every time you. That liquor, that food, your employees, that payroll, you gotta re-up every time.
Thank God that I learned earlier how to. I was a hustler when I was younger. Like I say it all the time. Like God is good, but I sold drugs, and I'm glad I learned, how to flip money and how to how to make money from what I was doing and still pay for the product because that's what I'm doing now, just legally. And it's crazy, y'all, because like you still have to not only pay for the business over again and all of the product and your employees and the bills and when things break down. So that means that not only are you flipping your money, you also have to have your nest egg, as my mama would say, put away for a rainy day because
absolutely
January 1 of this year, we were closed by January 10th. By January 12th, we had been closed, 8 days?
8 days out of them.
No. 9 days because we were only open 3 days. 9 days out of the year, we had already been closed due to the water, the snow, everything else. Yeah. And then, as of yesterday, which is almost 2 months into the year, all 3 of our coolers have broken down. Back
Jesus.
Back. So one broke, and we said, okay, that's all right. So
the landlord don't cover that.
No,
it's not her business.
She's not her business.
She only covers the necessities: heat, water, air, those kinds of things.
No, she don't. We cover that.
No, she takes care of the HVAC.
Oh, when it breaks down.
Oh, the HVAC. Okay, she like,
you was like, wait a minute. You said, hold on. I've been paying this bill. What is going on?
No. Just if it breaks down, she has to make sure those things are functioning. But other than that, no, man. So it was 1 week the cooler broke down. So I'm like, matter of fact, the Saturday we opened after being closed that whole week for water, the cooler broke down. Remind you, the heat was already broken. So we had people in there. It was 59 degrees. And they still will come in. Somebody booked a party. I said, y'all, it's cold in here. It was a 70-year-old birthday party.
And they in there.
A 70-year-old.
Give them a little liquor and they just keep moving.
They said, we good. We just going to drink. I said, okay, praise
the Lord.
We need it. We came in that Saturday after the water issue. First day open for the whole week. And the one cooler broke. We said, okay, cool. So I am thinking I'm smart. We ain't going through this. We're gonna take everything out that cooler. We're gonna put it into the other coolers and we good. Y'all, 4 days later, the second cooler broke.
That's weird. That's crazy.
Got the guy out. He was like, "There's no need even fixing this. Y'all gonna have to buy it." So now we looking at a $5,000 cooler and a $3,500 cooler, and we like, okay, which one?
85.
Because we didn't
and
come
the
in,
bills are still due.
and the bills are still due. We didn't come in with credit cards. We didn't come in with loans. We didn't come in with family wealth.
What?
We paid everything out of our pocket. So it's like, okay, all right, so here come that rainy day money because you can't get too happy if you got a little something in the savings because you don't know what's going to happen.
That is true.
So now we got one of the coolers we got to get fixed. All right, so we got that cooler fixed. We just got that cooler in Friday.
Wow.
Y'all, I swear. I go in Friday on the day I was supposed to be off because we had a last-minute catering order. So I said, I'm going to go ahead and do it, even though I don't feel like it. I'm tired, but I'm going to go do it. I go in, and the other cooler, the third cooler now, that temperature is not right. And I'm like, You got to be kidding me.
Nah, who messing with the
I'd have been
coolers?
crying. Did you cry?
Who is messing with
You
the
ain't shed no tears.
I couldn't even cry. Like, what I'm saying?
You gotta say.
keep
I
it
like
moving.
letting some tears out. And I'd have been crying. I'm gonna be clear.
I felt like the only thing I could say, like, God, why are you being so mean? Like, this is too much. Like, stop it.
Nah, for real.
Like, stop it. So I'm like, Mecca, something wrong with this other cooler. Now, remind you, the other one is in transit, but we don't know when it's coming. So it just so happens that Friday during the day, I make the food, do all that, and I'm like, okay, we got to get the guy back out. And that cooler got delivered on Friday evening.
Amen.
Without any notice. So now I have a big old cooler sitting on the sidewalk.
What?
And I'm in this boot. I have no help. Like, and I'm gonna show y'all the video after this interview.
We gotta see the video.
It's in a whole wooden crate, like they would ship some bamboos or something.
And they just left it on the
And
sidewalk.
they left it.
They said
on
they
the
can't. They
side.
can't bring it in.
They couldn't bring it in, so they left it on the sidewalk.
You know what?
And that was sitting there, so I'm outside. Good thing it was warm. I'm out there with the hammer working every wood board off. And like this is so when you see us, when you come in, you having a good time. You think about all these things. Remind you, we still got 3 dead coolers in the inside, and this one on the sidewalk. So we just got the other cooler serviced today, and we're gonna have to get some. We had to pay to get some repairs to that. So that's like y'all see the fun side and all of that, but it's so much work. It gets gory, and sometimes I do cry. Sometimes I probably cry more than she do because this is my baby, and she's supporting me in it. You know, so she, I may cry every now and again. Then I just take a drink of water.
That ain't why. It's because I don't cry much. So
That's
I'm a laugh.
It's the drink of water.
Yeah, you gotta laugh to keep.
I laugh. I just laugh things. I just laugh.
Yeah, she laughing. I'm like, it's not funny,
Right.
You over here
Be mad.
tears mad.
Why
Stop
is God
it.
Like,
so
what's
mean
up?
right now? Like, what?
What's next?
Well, I want to hit on something that you talked about too, because you said that y'all didn't have any loans,
We be
Nope,
on the same
no
page
credit
with our
cards.
questions.
no generational wealth. Y'all funded this out of your pockets.
Out of our pockets.
I mean, that's phenomenal. Like, it's not a lot of people that can say that. Like, one of my favorite companies in the world does not have any debt, and that's Apple. But like, you know how much? Well, okay.
She been saying this, and I sent her the article today, and I was like,
we're on a MacBook. We're recording on iPhone.
"Okay, go ahead. You're right. They don't have any
So
debt.
it's just
Stop telling the people that."
what they got debt.
I sent you an article today.
Ooh. Well, look, we're gonna scrap that comparison. We're gonna scrap that comparison. But like, for you to start something like that and then still be going 3 years later, like, I see all the negativity, all the bad stuff, all the I see y'all were under at one point, but like starting like that is different. Like, y'all don't owe nobody nothing.
Nope.
Have y'all thought about leveraging
crazy.
some debt now?
That's what they say to do.
That's what
They're saying to
the
do.
other communities
Is doing.
is doing.
And so, and when I think year 3 we celebrated on that Saturday. What was it? The 4th. Saturday the 4th we celebrated. We were closed for a week. We were like, oh my gosh, we made it to year 3. Look at what things are looking like. And then it's just been one thing after the next. I don't even think that we've had a chance to really, because it was we were just saying, hey, it's year 3. We made it. Look where we are, looking at numbers. And I'm like, yes. And just got a smack in the face today with another bill. So it's kind of hard to look at that right now. We know what long term, we want our own building. We don't want to have to rent anybody's building because that's just extra cost.
Right.
Yeah.
So long term, yes. But again, we don't have a financial advisor. We don't have any of the accountant, none of those things. We have our person.
We'll be
go
talking
to.
after this.
we have our person that we go to for our taxes, and we kind of do our quarterly meetings with him. But so far, things have just been working in our favor, and that's what all the positives that you name is what has been keeping us going. So like that's why when it's like time to cry, it's like, well, the bright side is we didn't have to invest in these things when we got the building because they were already there. So now we're investing in them. So it's okay. You know what I mean? So you get
And
upset.
they're gonna last for a while. What's the lifetime on these coolers?
Now these new coolers, they're
Now the
brand
new
new.
coolers, I don't know, because the one she had that just broke down was 2007.
Oh,
So,
Okay.
but however, but the new stuff they're making now, it don't last how
That's
it
true.
used to do. Like these
That
things
is
don't
true.
last the same. But I
So-
mean, we're gonna keep it positive. We'll know.
Yeah.
But
2025 is covered.
Yeah, right. That's what
I'm
moving.
thinking at least 10 years with the right maintenance and stuff like that. So just looking at those things, it's kind of like when things do happen, it's just like, okay, well, we have to do this at first, or we have to deal with this thing, you know.
And have you guys ever thought about? And now I just got all types of questions.
Right.
2 questions in mind: franchising, and the other one, have you thought about like giving up some type of ownership to an investor to have somebody come in so you don't have to worry too much about the money?
Nope, we've been offered that.
Really?
Hey, why'd you turn it down?
Sure.
Several times.
Yes.
I'm sure.
And
yeah.
we've had someone that has invested in the business without any real
equity,
any real return or equity. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And it was on the strength of, I love what y'all are doing. And this is what I want to do for y'all. And we had somebody come by and give us just a $300 donation. It sounds small, but some days we might make only $150. So if you look at somebody that just comes in and say, hey, I love what y'all are doing and I'm going to just leave this for y'all, that's an investment.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
is.
No matter how small, because that means that what we're doing is that big to somebody else that they're willing to say, I'm going to give you some of what I got. And the other one was upwards of $5,000.
Wow.
And so that's a lot when you're looking at a small business. So those kinds of things, again, those are the things that tell us to keep going. So no, we would not give up ownership or share that. I don't think we would be interested in that, because having full control of our ideas, we live together, we're married,
Right.
we have enough issues deciding on things together. I ain't got time for nobody
Lord have
else.
mercy.
It is like a
Lord
marriage
knows.
when you get into a partnership with somebody. in
Yeah,
business.
so
It is.
It is.
yeah, so when you're dealing with that,
And on the other side, to cut you up, on the other side, we have seen so many businesses fall when they go in with so many people.
Yeah.
When you literally right here in Richmond, of course, not going to name, but when you think about a lot of establishments, like some establishment literally, unfortunately, just fall apart because it's too many hands in a pot. When you have too many hands in a pot and no real plan, it's
Child, I just want to raise my hand and just say,
it's bound to fall apart.
Yeah.
It's bound to fall apart. And the franchise part, maybe later on down the road.
Okay.
But what people don't know is we literally are all hands on deck within our business.
Got you.
Like, with literally, we are there not because we want to, because we have to. Because when we are, it's not to say it has happened to us, but we hear a lot. When you're not present, people steal from you. People don't do things in a way that you would do if you were present. It just hasn't been good stories that we hear about restaurants when they decide to let go a little bit of power and give it to somebody else.
and it's not. I don't know if it's so much about the power or
The trust.
if it's letting go of power, or if it's not us letting go, but somebody gaining. Does that make sense? So not that we have an issue with letting go of the power, but some people, when they gain the power, they misuse it. So if that were to happen, we've talked about franchising, but then you have some companies that under one company, they got 5 different restaurants, and every time you look, one is open and one is closing. Consistency is important in business.
Yep.
KFC got one KFC. It's one name. They're all over now.
Yeah.
But look at how long that one store stayed until they were able to franchise. So you have to, when you're thinking about franchising, yes, that would sound good. And I said, if we ever were able to get like an event hall or something like that, then that would be a part of the franchise. Franchising another restaurant, it takes too much. Keeping staff is one of the issues.
Yeah.
Unless more people that want to work come out and about, then franchising wouldn't even be a thing. I would keep Harlym Blue'Z and continue to work my career.
I got you.
And just let that be successful.
When I hear that, it's really just even building relationships. So having somebody that's probably around y'all for at least 5 years where you're like, okay, no. I trust this person and I can back off a little bit. That for me, that's where I would feel comfortable. Until then, it's like,
I don't even know if then. And I'm going to say this because, so my educational background is psychology.
okay.
And so unless someone has an equal stake in your earnings, they do not value your stuff. So that's like saying, let somebody come in your house that you've known for 5 years. It could be your partner. They're going to still leave their shoes at the door when you never leave yours at the door. They're not doing it on purpose. It's just who they are. They know how much it gets on your nerves, but they continue to do that, right? It doesn't devalue how good they are to take care of the house while you're away, but they're never going to treat it the way that you treat it. That's the best way to kind of explain it. We have employees I have family that have worked for me, and they still don't treat the business in the way that we do. They don't understand the business in the way that we do, because unless you're an equal stakeholder, it's not the same. So now, not saying that it wouldn't happen or it couldn't happen, but from my experience, and this is our first restaurant business, but we have other businesses. I've been a successful band leader, just different things.
Band leader? I love bands.
I have a whole band. You have to come to Harlym Blue'Z. Every night of the week, there's something different, for real. Yes, I have a whole band. I've been doing that since what's this year? Since like 2008.
Wow.
2009, yeah. And so with that, I've managed many people. I've been a minister of music. I've managed many people in different aspects of life. I'm a mental health counselor. I've had teams. So I know how people work, how people move, and how they think. And so that's why I say it just would be, not only that, I also don't lean to my own understanding. I use my resources. Yeah. So I have other, what I call my big brothers and sisters in the business, like Mecca was speaking of, who will say, don't do it. Or, listen, this the only people. And I'm telling you, and it's because they have experienced it already. I'm talking about longevity, Mama J's, Coker Spot, Jackie's, like those people, those three people I have at any moment I can call or text and say, hey, I need this. Any question that's not, you know how you have questions, you be like, man, I don't want them to think I'm dumb. You know what I mean?
Nah, they just gonna answer.
I can have those conversations with them.
That's so good.
And those are people that, they're pillars in the community. They've been here for a long time, you know? And so, and I'll be like, so this is what I was thinking. Or did you ever have this issue? No, you're not crazy. You're right. And so that kind of thing. So yeah, and I've had those questions like, you know, and some will say, listen, these are the only people that I got right here, and this is how it's going to always be because I've already tried it or whatever the case is.
I got you. So you play a lot of instruments. Take us to the beginning. Take us to the beginning.
The very beginning of, you mean of my musical career?
Yes, take me to the beginning.
My very beginning. It's so funny because I did a church service yesterday, and the sermon that he preached on was something that I had ministered a couple Sundays before at his church.
Minister, musician, restaurant.
Right, we gotta change the bio.
Basketball player.
Like, wait a minute, we gotta change the bio.
She do too much.
Mom, I heard you said you got kids.
Well, my students, and I have kids that I've raised. I don't have any biological children.
Okay,
same thing.
But yeah, I got a plenty that call on me when they need me.
Listen, I get it, Jay.
But in the beginning, I started off in church, of course, and it's so funny because yesterday he started preaching on the song that was based on scripture, Mark 5:25-34, the woman with the issues, blood issues. And so I speak on that a lot, and that was the very first song that I sung at like 5 years old in a church choir.
Oh my God.
And it was "Oh, It Is Jesus." It was the name of the song. So that was my very first time being introduced to music. My mom took me to a lot of musicals, plays, everything you could think of, gospel, at the mosque, whatever it was. My mom was taking me there because she loved music. And so that's how it all kind of came in. And then I actually didn't start playing instruments until I was an adult. So singing was my very first instrument. And then writing, I started writing about 12. And so that was my escape. And so I started writing poetry. I won the Young Authors Contest in 4th grade, writing on Doug Wilder when he was the lieutenant governor. That's not telling my age. That's just telling me how seasoned I am. You know, because I know you wouldn't know unless I said it.
Nah, not at all. I was very much thinking you about 30, 31?
Yeah, I'll take that. Yeah. Right around
Don't,
there.
hold on. Do not give her that look. It's the look. Do not give her that look. She's very much 31.
That's what it's giving.
Okay, it's definitely giving that. Thank you.
So writing
you gotta go home with her. Don't do that.
Oh, she already know. 30. I'm sorry. Listen.
You still saying 30? Oh, you felt good saying 30, huh? Oh, you felt good, huh?
But that is when I was introduced to the art. So it wasn't just singing, it was the arts altogether. And the writing was my way of expressing myself. And then I later started writing songs, learning to play instruments. So everything I play is self-taught. And I play piano, drums, guitar, bass, and cajon, which is a percussion instrument. So that's how I started, and that's where I'm at now.
That's where you are now. I like it.
Okay.
You ready for your questions?
I got some fire round.
I know you did. I got
some fire round yes or no questions. Couples edition.
Okay.
Ooh.
Couple plus business. This is a financial podcast. All right. Y'all can answer separately, together, whatever y'all want to do. Number 1, do you agree on most business decisions?
Depends on the decision. That's a tough question.
It is.
They started off without a yes or no.
I'm sorry, it really depends on the decision.
But the question is most.
Most, yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Most,
Okay.
Most, yes.
Ooh. Okay.
You gotta ask now. Wait, I want to hear that one.
Has running a business together made your relationship stronger?
Definitely. Yeah.
Do you ever bring work stress home?
Yes.
Have you had to learn to separate business and personal time?
Yes.
Yes, and still learning.
And still learning.
Is one of you more of a risk taker than the other?
Yeah.
I just wonder who you think.
You.
The one who said who?
Exactly.
You.
It is all on you.
Who's the better cook in the kitchen?
She is.
Okay.
Tisha.
Okay.
Do you both have different leadership styles?
Indeed.
Okay.
Ooh, it's the indeed. You say, yeah, they different.
Do you believe or do you feel like the customers like see the love between y'all in the restaurant?
Yeah.
They don't all know that we're together though. So some people think that we're sisters.
Interesting.
Yeah. So I said the love is there, but they just don't know what type of love.
Love it is.
So
yeah.
they feel the love.
They feel
just
the love.
Don't know what. Yeah.
Okay.
Unless we are speaking only looking at the picture like who's who and blah blah blah.
I got you.
And then because we've had like some guys try to holler at her, and then they'll try to holler at me. It'd be like, and they'd be like, I'm like, wait, you was just trying to holler at my wife? That's your wife? Wait, y'all are together? Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
She told you that? Yeah. So yeah, it's everybody don't know.
Okay. Who said I love you first?
She did.
I don't know. I think I probably said I don't want to love you. I can see myself saying I don't want to love you.
That's basically saying I love you, but I'm afraid I'm scared.
Right.
So she did.
I'm pretty sure that's what I said though.
I don't know.
Who handles the business side more?
So it depends on what business side you're speaking of.
Business versus creativity.
So I would say I'm the business, she the creativity.
Okay.
Yeah, because I take care of the business, but she makes sure it's taken care of. She's like, don't forget to do this. That's my mama. I'll be like, okay, mom.
I got you.
So,
What you be calling me? The drill sergeant?
Oh, y'all need to march together. Oh, my.
Dang, all right. Not too much on me.
Right. Dang. The business is running.
Come and go to my vision that God gave me. And let it work.
Yeah.
And I be like, listen,
All these
operationally,
deadlines
we got to get this, that, and the third done. And she like,
That's me.
She's on it like, oh, this date. Bye-bye.
Yeah. The calendar is the calendar.
I think I got 3 more questions.
Okay.
What's your go-to date night spot when you're not at Harlym Blue'Z?
It's tough.
You give your answer. I got an answer.
At home in bed.
Don't say that was my answer.
At home in bed.
I felt that was what was coming. I felt that.
I love to be alone or our time.
Yeah.
Just
That was my answer.
yeah.
Are y'all ordering food, cooking food? What y'all doing?
She loves me to cook.
I love her.
Okay, so you cooking there and coming home and
and
cooking.
She wanted the restaurant, so she can't lose how she got me. So she better still stick with it. She still stick with the food. Still cook.
I love it. Oh man.
Look, for this snow day, she didn't went and bought 4
I
meals.
did. I bought the food
Oh,
already.
what did we buy? What did we buy so I can come over and eat?
Listen, I don't eat beef or pork. But some turkey, so spaghetti. We're gonna do 3 different meals in one.
I've
So
been
she
wanting
gotta take
some
some long.
spaghetti. This
Some
sounds good.
spaghetti, some turkey burgers, and then some, what is it, Salisbury steak, like meatloaf and a little bit of
with gravy.
We all about to do some business planning in the
Listen,
snow, and I'm coming over. We just about to choose.
Meal prepping 1 and 3. That's all.
Yep.
I
love
I'm
it.
vegan right now. I don't know what caused this.
Not right now.
Listen,
It hasn't even been 12 hours yet. How you vegan?
no, but facts.
How you vegan?
You were calling,
It just
but it was
happened.
vegetarian before she came in here, so I'm not even sure.
know which one.
She don't know what she doing. Okay,
I don't know what happened.
She's just moving through life.
I'm just moving.
is
I'm
so
trying to.
funny.
I'm trying to feel better, but whatever y'all got over there, I want to taste it because I know y'all be throwing down.
Oh, and don't.
And this is my last question. What is the most romantic thing you guys have done for each other since opening the restaurant?
Oh, since opening the restaurant.
Yeah. Y'all probably ain't had time.
I know what it is for you.
Ooh.
It should be. But for you do a lot of things. She's very romantic, actually.
Yeah, I'm low key romantic. Oh, look at that. Give me
Love her,
romantic
girl.
time.
I love it.
HQ.
On the low. On the low.
On the low. Not too
Yeah.
much.
Not too much on her.
Don't put it out there.
Right.
We got her talking.
only
I
she
told
know.
her in a minute. I was like, "You're gonna be
It
talking in a
might-
minute," and now she
It
over here in
might
the
be the
mic.
wine.
It might be the wine.
Talk
Let me
once I
go
get
pour
open.
some
No,
more.
I talk once I get open.
Let
Once
me
I get
pour
in
another
the
glass.
You just gotta get me there. You gotta get me there first.
Yes.
Getting over the hump.
Matter of fact, let's take a quick break real quick and we're gonna be right back.
Binary.
Wait.
Oh,
Girl, go ahead.
Now we started
Oh, Lord.
recording right there.
Non-binary.
Lord.
Don't create nothing that's not out there.
I don't identify
Oh
as
my
a
god.
I might say, Lord, I've been saying she the whole time.
No, she is
already
playing.
be messing
She
that
is playing.
Well, but you know, I think this is a conversation
Go
you need
ahead.
to have for even the LGBT
Yeah.
We do.
community.
But not right now, though.
Not now. Not now.
They're coming back.
But it needs to happen
Yeah.
because it's difficult for even us sometimes
Yeah.
It is.
to
It
be non-offensive.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's
I
because
agree.
they a lot of days and
Yep.
different people come in Harlem Blues.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
so I'm to the point now, like how I use ma'am and sir a lot because I teach my
Right.
students,
Yeah.
how to speak. And
Yep.
so
And you from the South. Me too.
right, so
Yeah.
I'm like I tell an 8-year-old, no sir, an 8-year-old kid, like that's how I
Same.
talk to them, but it's different, and I
tough.
think that's something, and so it kind of makes it like you're like, dang, do I belong? Because I'm
Nah, I
not-
know I belong. But you
Which
know
is
what?
unfortunate.
We should have
For
talked
them.
about this in the beginning.
Well,
you know what?
I mean,
Look, Brianna like, oh Lord, it's all over.
Right.
no, she loved it.
conversation.
This is
Right.
amazing.
It is she today, right?
This is the
Let me
what?
stop.
First of all,
She said, honey, stop it.
when was I ever a man?
Never.
Except for that fashion show that they only wanted
I
men.
don't know. Where was we at? We had a
Oh, we
question.
had one more
and we gotta
question.
go back. No, we gotta go back
It
to
was
that
the
question.
most romantic thing y'all have done for each other since opening the restaurant.
Go first.
I'm communicating.
Oh, okay.
I am communicating. I'm gonna use that.
So the
No
roast-
facts.
most romantic thing that I've done for her, or she done for me. Which way? How do you
Give
want
both
to be
because she's
answered?
communicating.
You did for her because
I wanna hear
Lover
both.
Girl HQ wanna know.
Since we opened the restaurant, ooh, it's tough.
And so many things.
Right? Just tell us
Nah, for
one.
real, I'm trying
I
to
want to
think.
live through y'all.
Right.
I need you to answer. For real.
Okay.
I'm
Just go
trying
ahead.
to.
Oh,
Go ahead, I'm coming.
I'm really trying to think though, for real.
I want.
Since the restaurant, it's 2022.
girl,
2022, the restaurant.
you're not
I
gonna
don't know. I
have
need
me
you to
laugh.
answer that. I'm being honest.
What you've done for me?
Yeah, I need you to answer that. What I've done for you. I'm serious.
This
Since
is
the
the best
restaurant.
segment ever. Right
Since the
here.
restaurant. I can't remember
2022.
none either
You
though.
do so many surprising things, so I have to.
What was it? 2022. Restaurant. What is it? Come on, girl.
I don't know.
Why are you playing games?
I can't. It's just not coming to me right now.
You've been extra.
Because you do so many little things. Like,
Okay, name one little
Don't
thing.
say name one.
so one little thing. I was having. Was it a bad day? She brings flowers randomly often.
Aww.
And so it was.
That'll melt me.
It was a day that like I was having a really it was like a lot of stuff going on and it just wasn't a good day. And then she just came in the door and she just had the flowers. And it was like I didn't really get a chance to really like break down.
Yeah.
Or like really break down to her what was going on. But it was like, you don't even have to say anything here. I love you. So to me that would like she does those little small gestures often. And so what was it that you just recently gave me the flowers for?
When you had an altercation with somebody important in your life.
Yeah, somebody. Yeah, and I couldn't even really communicate what I was feeling. It was that bad, and it was like, don't even, I love you. Like, so sometimes like when you're self-doubting and you're having these mental, emotional breakdowns, and then you have somebody say, listen, I don't know where the boo-boo at. Here's the Band-Aid. I love you. That's how it felt.
I love it.
Oof, girl, make me wanna.
Girl, don't. She will tell y'all lies up on this platform. I tell you, don't y'all be listening to folks.
One day.
Will Jesus be back?
Well, let's wrap this
Will
up.
Jesus be back? On that one day.
Let's go ahead and do.
Can I answer her? Can I answer her thing?
Yes, absolutely, please.
So for her, I think it was one of the things that. So I try to be listen. I try to listen and be present, and I'm always so busy, so I struggle with that a little bit. And so she kept saying, I want you to like just surprise me, and we just blah blah blah. And so for her birthday, I had a trip planned with all of these things that she enjoys doing. So the problem was her aunt's birthday party was the same weekend, so I wasn't able to surprise her in the way that I wanted to. I had to tell her like 2 weeks before, because we were going to go to Charlotte for the aunt's birthday, and I'm like, well, you can't do that because we're going to Vegas, and we're going to the Aces and Chicago Sky game, and we're going to the Wild 'N Out show. Like every day we had something planned, and she hates Vegas, but it was like we had something planned every day that she would love. And then we did like rock climbing, and it was just a really, really nice trip. And so
that was my answer for you.
Oh, that's what you read her mind.
Look at it. I love that. This is just
go ahead and do the
wrapped up. Oh,
yeah, because they gotta go.
Oh,
them.
shut.
Both of them.
They, her. She, we.
I'm gonna ask 2 questions, and you probably wasn't expecting me to ask this, but you were, but I don't know if you were telling me right now.
No. We just gonna wrap it up.
We're gonna do it real quick.
We have time.
We have to ask it. We gotta ask it.
Okay.
It's our question.
Okay, all right.
Really quick, what is your first memory or relationship with money? Both of y'all.
With money?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, like with her, or just in general?
In general. In life.
My first relationship with money is working when I was 8 years old. 8 years old. She was packing bags in New York, being a bag girl and making money like crazy, being so young. Literally,
you were a hustler for
making
real.
money like literally in New York back then. You literally bag groceries. They leave you tip for bagging groceries, and I made a lot of money from there.
What time did you get up in the morning?
6 o'clock in the morning, because you got to beat the person. You don't have a job. Like, you don't have a job. You got to beat somebody there to be the bag person for the day.
Wow.
So that's my first relationship. Yeah, 6, 7. That's my first relationship with money.
This only on the weekends?
Yeah, probably.
Okay, yeah, that's the safe answer.
Okay,
weekends, yeah. Okay,
yeah.
6?
Yeah.
No, she said 8.
No, she corrected her.
Because my aunts be telling us 6, and I'd be like 8. So my memories that young, I'd be like 8. They say 6, but yeah, like New York people. That's why people in New York like grow faster. To be very transparent, like we are literally self-sufficient at a young age. To be very honest, so yeah, that's my first memory of money.
Wow, that's the first time I've heard that kind of story. So I mean,
and I ain't tell no lie.
I am impressed.
Right?
Wow. Hustling.
Okay, you can tell her how to get some money because she already know. All right. And yours?
And mine's would be, I had my first job I saved everything, first of all. So like when I get Christmas money, I might have my Christmas money all the way till June. Mm-hmm. So I was always a saver. But like my own job is when I was going into high school. So I was 13, and every week I got paid. I was working at a daycare. Every week I got paid, I saved all my money and bought me and my brother our clothes and shoes back to school because I couldn't. My mom went buy Jordans and things like that. So that's what I did.
Oh, wow.
What I wanted with my money. Yep.
That's what's up. Wow.
I was listening and pulling my quote. I'm just letting y'all know because she was going to get on me if I ain't have it ready because I wasn't supposed to ask y'all that question. So I don't want y'all to think that I wasn't completely paying y'all attention.
So how can we support y'all?
Absolutely.
You shout out your social media, any events you got coming up.
Go ahead. You the plug person. Plug us in.
Oh, how can they find us?
Yeah.
All right, so we are Harlym Blue'Z everywhere. Harlem with the Y, Blues with the Z. Everywhere, social media, our website, harlymbluesrva.com. We're located at 210 West Brookland Park Boulevard, right in the heart of Northside. You can follow us. You can check us out. We're open Tuesday through Saturday. We open every day at 5. Tuesday through Thursday, we close at 10. Friday and Saturday, we close at 1 a.m. We're open at any time for catering and or private events.
I love it.
Anytime.
She said, "I'm gonna show up."
Yeah.
I'm gonna show up. You want me to throw my quote in there?
And then we usually end off with a favorite quote that we have.
Okay.
And if you're reading a book, you can shout out the book
Or a podcast you're
or
listening
a
to.
pod. Yeah. I like that. Yeah. If you don't have a quote, y'all done dropped a bunch of quotables this whole episode, so I'm cool with that.
Absolutely.
I'll start with you.
I'll go. So I'll tell you the book. I don't know who it's by, but I'll go back for that in a second. But the quote is from this book that I'm reading. People who have drawn wealth into their lives use the secret, whether consciously or unconsciously. They think thoughts of abundance and wealth, and they do not allow any contradictory thoughts to take root in their minds. Their predominant thoughts are of wealth. They only know wealth, and nothing else exists in their minds. So that book is The Secret by Rhonda Byrne, and I love it.
Cool.
I love it.
My favorite quote is by Dr. Seuss, and it is, "You have to be odd to be number one." And I'm reading a book called The Millennial's Guide to Adulting, I did not sign up for this life, by Miss Heather Allen, MBA, all that stuff. And it's amazing. It's amazing.
Wow.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
But you're not allowed to use that quote anymore. We already talked about that.
I know, but it's
Anyway, she's banned me from using my favorite quote. So then I'm over here like, wait a minute.
So then you need to come to a book signing or talk about your book.
I do.
Yeah.
Like, so again, we're a community first.
Mm-hmm.
So like that's something that the community needs, especially
Give me
millennials.
to second quarter. It's
It's
on my
not
second
out
quarter
yet.
list. It's not out.
Yeah,
Okay.
Gave a few people in my life the book was signed this Christmas.
Yeah.
So it is printed, but I gotta go through a few things in the behind the scenes to get it released.
To get it published and all that.
But that's on my quarter 2 goal list.
Congrats.
So by
Congratulations.
July.
So we can have a book signing at Harlym Blue'Z.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just with a book
come
signing.
on.
We've done book signings.
We've done book signings.
Man, listen, we didn't have
I'm excited
everything there.
because the music gonna be good. I'm excited.
We would love to have that, definitely. And
Absolutely.
I would just love to see almost like an open forum happen, because like that would be good, and y'all can host it. And y'all can host it, and then like that. Yeah, I see it.
All right, we doing it.
And then your
It's
band
stamped.
can come.
The band can come.
And sing.
Yeah,
stamped.
and if not the band,
Don't tell my parents
take
I gotta
money,
come in
it could be
town.
me.
They what?
They take money.
So
They
it could
need
be
money,
her.
but
Okay.
you know how that go. But
Yeah.
Put it.
I have a few band members who like whatever you need, I'm there. And then
I
the
got
others, it's their livelihood, and I understand.
I understand.
But yeah,
Cool.
That sounds good. Very, very good.
Thank
I don't
you.
have a quote right now.
Okay.
My quote is I would just say what I've been kind of going off lately is faith without work, prayer without works is dead. Faith without
say
work
that.
is dead.
It is.
Yes.
And that's just because of the state we're in as a country, as a city, as a state, as a people. And so, like, people keep saying, pray, things gonna change. Nah.
You got to work.
Action.
You got to put
gotta
in
put
some
some
action.
action.
We was talking about that today.
Yeah.
Listen, we got some stuff in the background that we really working
Yeah.
on.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't have a quote, but something I've been saying to myself, which is probably even be new to her, is have a great day on purpose.
Yes.
Because oftentimes when somebody asks you how your day going, you're gonna say it's good. Like you're not looking for nobody to say your day going bad. Like you're not looking for that. So just have a great day on purpose. Like really wake up and mean to have a good day. Like this is my goal. This is what I want to do. This is what I'm gonna aim for.
I love it.
I'm taking that into tomorrow.
Have a great day on purpose.
Absolutely.
Not a good day, a great day.
A great day on purpose. Oh
Okay.
my God. It's been so great sitting with y'all
Yes.
I
ladies.
appreciate y'all.
I'm so glad that you opened up and was talking to us.
Yes.
Because y'all, when we first got here,
I won't worry about
she
that.
was like, I'm not trying to be on camera. I don't need a mic. I don't need any of that.
I gotta get out. When
And
I
here
get
we
here,
are.
I get here. But
yeah.
I'm glad that y'all came.
yeah, thank you so much.
Y'all are able to come back whenever.
Whenever. And
Absolutely.
again, thank y'all so much for coming. Like Heather said, we know that time is our greatest asset, so we appreciate y'all for sharing some of y'all time currency with us. We don't take it for granted. Make sure y'all follow Harlym Blue'Z. Go shop and eat and sing and do all that stuff. drop off a few dollars or something.
Yes, please drop off $1.
Even if you don't eat.
5, 10, 50.
Listen,
we take
say it again.
I love it.
A little $100 bill will work just great.
The pillars in the community,
Absolutely,
because it ain't many of us left over there. So, but thank y'all so much for watching.
She said that's a whole different other subject.
That was a word.
They coming back, y'all. This is part 1 of a series.
yeah, we
gotta run it back. We gotta run it back. Absolutely.
Even if we just go out over lunch and talk, we need guys.
We gotta record
stuff. But thank y'all so much for tuning in. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Like, share, subscribe. Peace, good vibes, and
good night.